and welcome to the Become a Guitarist Today podcast with myself, Adam Roach. Now, don't forget, if you do like this podcast, hit the like button, subscribe, and the little bell so you don't miss out on any episodes.
Hello.
Good morning.
How are you?
Good, how are you?
Not too bad.
That's good. So, whereabouts are you now?
Portland, Oregon.
Okay, yeah. Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Nice little setup you have there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Keeps me busy.
yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
No, definitely. Now, talking about being busy, you guys got the tour coming up. Is it next week it starts, or 22nd?
Uh, yeah. I mean, we leave next like in a week, so um, yeah. Whatever that means.
Yeah,
Yeah. It starts soon,
yeah.
so preparations have started. Trying to make sure everything's in one place.
I can see most of it's sold out as well, which is amazing.
Yeah, I haven't heard about New Zealand lately, but it was really close, like down to it was under I think under 50 tickets or something last I heard. So
Yeah, that's great.
yeah,
It's
that's
really good.
amazing.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. That must be great for you guys to know you're coming to full houses for the tour.
Yeah, absolutely. It it always surprises me. Um I kind of expect it to, drift off, fade out a little bit.
Mm,
Um and that's I don't know, that happens in some places, but other places it's keeps going.
yeah,
So
that's good.
yeah, it's nice.
Yeah. So when was the last time you were here down in Australia?
Let's about a year and a half ago, I'd say we did we finally got to do the tour with Hoodoo Gurus.
Oh,
Uh, I think it was it their 40th anniversary or something like that, and ended up being their 42nd anniversary or
yeah,
just the way the delays, all the lockdown nonsense happened.
yeah,
Um, yeah, but that was a great time. Those guys are amazing.
yeah,
Uh, yeah, it was. Yeah, I mean, it's phenomenal to get to watch them every night. It's just great guitar players. So
yeah.
great songs too.
So yeah, so you guys got the new album as well. Oh, it's newish album, Rockmaker. So that's a great album as well. So congratulations with that.
Thank you. Yeah, it's a little more focused, I think, than the last few. Um, but we had a fun concept to work within, and it just turned out right. I don't know. Sometimes you try and don't achieve what you wanted to, and this time I think we really kind of stuck to it, and the goal was achieved.
Yeah. So were all songs written during COVID?
A few were written before that.
Okay.
Um, there was one song that was left over from the last record, and then I think Courtney had maybe a couple that were written, or the seeds of them were written right before
Mm,
COVID. So like probably all 2019 kind of stuff.
yeah.
And then pretty much everything I brought in except maybe I think all that everything I brought in happened in 2020. Just 'cause Courtney and I were meeting like once a week,
Mm,
and I was just on a creative roll. I was like, I came up with so much stuff. Just imagine that, just being stuck in the house with nothing but guitars. Uh, yeah, I used it to my advantage, and yeah, got a lot of great ideas out of it. And Courtney liked a lot of them.
mm,
Um, I think only "I Will Never Stop Loving You" and uh, what's it called now? Uh, Cocaine, nicotine, whatever that alcohol, whatever it's called.
yeah.
The substance abuse song. Those two are like last minute things that um we just needed another track on the record, and Courtney had 2 vocal ideas, so I brought in 2 more things. Yeah.
Wow. So with the song, yeah, I'll never stop loving you with Debbie Harry. So how'd that come about?
Our manager at the time, like when he heard our sort of rough version, he was like, "That's dying for a female vocal," and he suggested Susie Sue, which would have been amazing. I, for some reason, just assumed that would never happen because at that point she wasn't touring. She hadn't played a show or been appeared in public for who knows how long.
Mm.
But I tossed out like Chrissy Hind, Debbie Harry, and somebody else. Nina Hagen. I was just like, since we were in that sort of 80s vein, I was like, just here's some other great like singers that would be amazing to work with. And somehow Debbie Harry happened and she agreed to do it. And
Wow.
I've been told that it was Chris Stein heard the song and said, you should do this, but I don't know. I'm just amazed and completely blown away that she's on a song that I co-wrote.
Yeah.
It's like, it's insane. Never thought that would ever even be a possibility.
Yeah. So when you actually wrote the song, you didn't have that in mind that she was going to do that?
No,
Wow.
I think Courtney maybe had an idea that somebody would be doing it because he had just done a falsetto part.
Okay.
And it, I mean, it sounds good, but Debbie's amazing.
Yeah.
She's perfect for it.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Well, that's what I was going to say because she does fit the song, really good. So I thought maybe he wrote it with her in mind, but no, that's even better.
There's all sorts of stuff going on in his head, maybe,
Yeah.
but I didn't know about that.
Yeah. And then was there a DJ mix or something of the song as well that came out nominated for a Grammy?
Yeah, apparently. That came out like a year ago or something, or almost, or last summer. And yeah, I heard it was nominated for a Grammy for best electronic something.
Okay.
Um, only yeah, I apparently it didn't win.
Okay. Well, it's still.
Or have the Grammys happened? I'm not even sure. I really don't pay attention to that.
Yeah.
It'd be nice for sure.
Yeah. I mean, it's still good to have that up there for the Grammys. And like I said, I'm not sure if it happened or not, but yeah.
Yeah, the fact that it got heard by, or that it got nominated is amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, Blondie's going to be in Australia, I think it's next week, the 20th of April. So is there any chance you guys meeting up to do the song live? A secret.
I don't think our paths cross at all, unfortunately.
Oh, okay.
I haven't looked, but it's doubtful. We have, I mean, I don't know how that stuff actually happens.
Mm.
It would have to be the planets aligned, all that, So fingers crossed.
Yeah.
I'd like it to happen one day. That would another like absolutely mind-blowing moment.
Oh, yeah. I mean, that would be amazing. Yeah, I'm pretty sure she's in Melbourne on the 20th. Oh, but you guys aren't until May 3rd, I think, in Melbourne. So
Yeah, I know. Well, we've got 2 Melbourne dates, and one's before the 3rd, but it's probably not the 20th.
yeah, that's right. Might just miss out.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now your drummer, he lives in Australia, doesn't he?
Yeah, he's in Melbourne.
Oh, Melbourne.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Ah. But he wasn't born here, was he? He just lives here.
No, he married an Australian, so
Ah,
he gets to live there.
yeah. So he must be pretty happy with the tour coming down under.
Yeah, a little like shorter flights for him this time.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. So where are you guys going after this? Is there a European tour coming up in September, I think it was?
Yeah, there's I think we're about to announce a South American run, and I think there's a few shows over the summer, but it's pretty low key. Uh Considering we have an album out and it's our 30th anniversary, but
Mm.
that's normal.
Yeah.
It's kind of what happened on our 25th anniversary. It's like we had a new record and we toured about the same amount.
Okay. Yeah. So
Not as much as I'd like, but
yeah.
you know, whatever. We're getting old.
Yeah, I know what you mean. So do you have a? Is there a lot of songs in the next tour from Rockmaker?
There are what I think we're doing four or five. And we're gonna try and add some more. The problem is Brent living in Melbourne is like we don't get the rehearsals we really need.
Mm.
Um, so anytime like working in new songs is tricky. We uh we'll keep at it.
Mm.
um and we'll probably work on some during sound checks, and so the later shows on the tour might have more or different, or
Okay.
I don't know. It's always changing.
Yeah. Yeah. Now the other song I wanted to ask you about, the one you had Slash on. I'd
Mhm.
like to help you with my with your problem.
Uh-huh.
uh, really great song. I really love the vocal harmonies throughout the song. You know, it's great.
Yeah.
And then the Slash parts. So when you do, or if you're going to do that song live, would you
Mhm.
try and get his solos down, or just do your own thing?
I attempted to learn uh his parts,
Hmm.
and it just it didn't work for me. I'm not that kind of player, and it just felt wrong, and so I gave up quickly. And there's a few things that I try and get, like the at least starting notes, and then I kind of found a thing that works for me. He does at one point he does a sort of semi Middle Eastern kind of sounding thing,
Yeah.
and I just ran with that
Okay.
and came up with some stuff. Probably by the end of the year, it'll feel natural. At the moment, it's like it's nerve-wracking because I don't play like that, and so it's new skills for me. And it's fun and scary, but I screw everything up probably every other show at this point, and nobody notices, but I feel like I'm screwing it up. But yeah,
Yeah, but that's another great collaboration. I mean, and
yeah.
Slash on there as well. It's incredible.
He's I mean, he's perfect for that part.
Mm.
Um, he's perfect for that song. I mean, that's kind of what exactly what was needed, and we just I think the only direction we gave is could you use your wah pedal, please? Uh,
Yeah,
and yeah, it was great.
yeah,
He he definitely thought it out, and um yeah, played the right thing. I don't know how long that takes him to do. It might just be one or two takes or passes or whatever, but it's what was necessary.
yeah, 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 for sure.
Really, it helps the song. It's great.
Yeah. So you engineered and produced the album, didn't you?
I engineered, yeah, I mean, that's just the way we work these days. It's like in the past I've just essentially just engineered myself. This time, just because of COVID and all that, I did a bit more
Okay.
of the engineering. And we're always kind of self-produced. Generally, Courtney just takes the credit for that.
Mm.
Um, but this time it was both of us.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
And recorded all there at your.
No, 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 no. The band has a studio, so there's a good portion of it was recorded down there. I some of my guitars were 90% of my guitars were done here.
Oh,
Um, and then uh, some of the programming stuff too. But everything else, all the actual drums and percussion and vocals were done down at the studio.
yeah.
Yeah.
So when you do your recording, do you have like a main guitar you use, or you just like try different ones out for different songs, see how they sound?
I have a few that I go to a lot. My Jazz Master seems to be kind of one of the ones that it always sounds good and it just plays great. Um, if I want something like brighter or a little sharper, I'll go with the Jaguar or a Tele. Um, Other than that, I play Saul Cole guitars live, and so they they're a quick kind of go-to for recording too, just because they play so good. They're just super easy to play,
Yeah,
uh, and they sound good. And
yeah,
um, yeah, and I don't know. Generally, I'd have an idea of what it is I'm looking for, and it's kind of without really thinking, it's just whatever I grab.
yeah.
Um, but kind of over the years, gotten rid of the stuff that doesn't get used, and now it's just the good stuff around.
Yeah, yeah, that's good. I mean,
Yeah,
you got enough of them there to choose from, so
yeah, that's some of them. That's that. Yeah, I mean there's not really any acoustics out, but everything else is there. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. And how about the other project or project band you have together, the Peak International Airport? Is that's still going as well?
Yeah, it's at the moment it's just a recording project. I didn't have time to put a band together for this latest release, so I just didn't like the I don't know, touring costs so much. And before the pandemic, I was just like it didn't matter what it cost, I was going to go do it. And then reality set in and um and I didn't quite feel like putting another band together and you know just charging up the credit card. um I keep saying that I'm going to put together a sort of a one or two person electronic version of it with like drum machines and sequencers and I don't know whatever it takes.
Hmm.
um and I hope to get that together this summer, but I don't know. Well, it's something that I don't do very much outside of the studio, so I'd like to figure out how to perform that way. And it's a little scary because it's new, and I need a little bit of that in my life. So
Yeah,
yeah.
that's good. So, so did any of those songs ever end up with the Dandy Warhols?
No, it's a separate thing. We have a hard enough time just playing our own, like our songs, enough songs from our catalog that adding some like yeah, adding anything else in is it doesn't work.
Yeah,
We
yeah,
don't. It's like we don't even really do any cover songs because that one cover song would take the space of one of the songs that we're trying to play.
oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
And how about, is there another thing I saw, Sun Atoms? Is that something else you have as well?
Yeah, yeah. So that started as a pandemic project with my friend Jason Adams, who he was the original singer on the Pete International project,
All right.
um, and has been on every record since then. But he sang on the whole first record. Um, so yeah, I was just helping him do a record, and it came out fantastic.
Hmm.
I think because of the pandemic, we managed to get Steven Street to mix it, and um, then it was like, okay, he's putting a band together, and I decided to play bass in that project for something a little different.
Yeah.
Um, and it's like the band is phenomenal. It's so good. We're in the midst of mixing the second record, and it's coming out so good. So we have one 7-inch out, another one about to go to manufacturing, and hopefully a record by the end of the year.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, and yeah, I'd love to get it to. I'd love to tour with that band, but
Mm.
everybody has jobs and
Yeah,
the normal things. So,
yeah,
but definitely gonna try and make it work.
yeah. So how do you enjoy playing bass for
I
some?
love it. It's something I've wanted to do, and like I wanted to do it in high school, and I was in the process of building a bass with my father, and then this new kid showed up, and he was a bass player, and that kind of he was a good bass player, and so yeah, that kind of put the I don't know brakes on it then, and I've dabbled with it. I play on my own records. I played a bass on some Dandy stuff, but live is a new thing, and it's it's fun. It's
Yeah,
really fun. There's no. It's like you. It's kind of like a lead melodic instrument in a frequency range that's only occupied. You're like only sharing it with the kick drum.
yeah,
You know.
yeah,
So
right.
it's like you have nobody's getting in your way.
Yeah, no, exactly. Yeah, I just started. I'm doing a musical here down in Australia, so
Okay.
all shook up. But yeah, I'm playing bass and so some of the parts are crazy. Because you got to try and think as a bass player, not a guitarist.
Yeah. Yeah, I know I'm doing all sorts of things wrong, but I don't care. It's just fun. Um, and like all my favorite bass players are pretty much from the like post-punk era, and they all didn't know what they were doing either. They were just making it up on the spot, so why not?
Because didn't you played sax as well? Didn't you, like very young?
Yeah, little saxophone in high school, like a high school jazz band.
Yeah, you still remember how to play?
No, I don't. No, it's been. I mean, I sold my saxophones to pay rent back, like right when the band first started. So
Okay.
it's yeah, I haven't even touched one in over 30 years at this point. So
Oh well. Yeah,
yeah, it's been a bit.
yeah, yeah. No, I tried once and I thought, nah, I got sore lips.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. You worry about my fingers.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, really looking forward to it. You guys coming down. So it's a long flight, but
Yeah, it's always worth it.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah, it's always amazing. So yeah,
yeah. Well, hopefully I'll come say hello when you're in Melbourne,
cool. Yeah, please do.
and
Nice one.
I'll see you in Australia in the next couple of weeks.
Cool. Right on. Thank you.
All right, thanks, Peter.
Yep. Bye.
Later.
Ciao.